You may have heard about CityWorks Expo. For years now, we've been bringing people together to share big ideas for better places. Expo connects innovators across the community and around the globe through an ongoing series of events, conferences, and social media. And our goal is to inspire and support people like you, the ones who have a passion for making their neighborhoods, communities, and cities better places to live, work, and play. Check us out at cityworksxpo.com to learn more. Become a part of the Expo community and share your story. You never know who you will inspire with your big ideas.
Everyone in this room has probably heard the statistics about overweight and obesity in our country. We have an epidemic. We see Michelle Obama talking about it. We've got all kinds of organizations talking about it. You may know that 70% of the people in our country are overweight or obese. You might even know that 1 out of every 3 children in Virginia is obese or overweight. You might not know that half of adult Americans have 1 or more preventable chronic illness. Half of adult Americans have 1 or more preventable chronic illness. We're not living in a culture of wellness. We're living in a culture of sickness. Ooh, sounds so terrible. Ooh. Children and adolescents who eat a healthful diet are more likely to reach and maintain a healthy weight, achieve normal growth and development, and have strong immune systems. Our typical American kid's diet is rich in foods with very little nutritional value. If I asked you before I popped up this slide, what are kids' favorite foods, you would say hot dogs, chicken nuggets, macaroni and cheese, pizza, Pop-Tarts. We're feeding our children the foods that perpetuate chronic disease. Schools are doing it, parents are doing it, restaurants are offering it, food marketers are doing it. This is a kid's menu at a restaurant because that's what kids will eat. We're in love with tan food. Most of the color we find in our kids' diets is on the packaging of the highly processed foods that they're eating. And we keep hearing kids won't eat healthy food. I've heard that from school administrators, from tons of parents, but I have a picky eater. She won't eat dinner, so we just let her have a Pop-Tart or a breakfast bar instead. So at Happy Healthy Cooks, we're working to make obesity and preventable chronic illness the old story. We're creating a culture of wellness here in Roanoke. And we have partners that we're doing this with. We work with LEAP for Local Food, with Roanoke Community Garden Association, with TAP, with Roanoke City Schools, and we're doing this in Roanoke City Schools. We're starting with children because we know that if we start there, we can develop a new culture of food and of wellness. We're giving everyone the opportunity for good health. So since I'm not so great and I'm pretty nervous, I'm going to cut to a video that's going to tell you how we do what we're doing. Go for it.
Well, I like it a lot. It's green, my favorite color, and it's really healthy too, because it's more green. The darker the vegetable is, the healthier it is.
I tried it and it looked nasty, but I ate it and I tasted it and it was good, and then I ate more.
Apples, grapes, prunes,
Whole grain is good for your body because it keeps you healthy.
broccoli, corn, and
When you get older, you might wanna, if you have like kids, and you might wanna know how to cook so you can cook dinner at nighttime for everybody in the house.
I love to try new foods. Mostly, I always try new foods, but once I tried lima beans, and they were not good.
We heard so many times, even from school officials, that kids won't eat healthy food, and that's why they don't even try to give it to them. There are so many picky eaters out there, but really what we found with this program is that as long as the kids are involved in learning about the food, cutting and preparing and handling all of these foods, tasting them before they get into a recipe, they're much more likely to try it and to like it.
We never make children taste anything that they don't want to taste. They just have to have it on their plate. But when they see their friends eating it, they get it, and it's not even a competition. It's just they want to try it. They want to get in on the deal. They want to see what it's like, and then they like it.
I'm Heather Quintana, and I run and co-founded Happy Healthy Cooks in Roanoke, Virginia. We're in our 4th year. We're in 7 schools, and we have 70 plus volunteers, and we work with over 300 students. We do this program so that we can turn kids on to healthful whole foods because their health really depends on it. They're learning how to eat fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains, and they're being exposed to food that they've never been exposed to before in most of their lives.
A couple times they've come back and said, my mom and I made this, or one little girl said, we were at the grocery store and I made my mom get brown rice. And so it's really cute how they're obsessed with the recipes.
We pull into the driveway of a school and we empty our car loaded with bins of equipment and food. 15 volunteers all show up and help us unload the food, bring it to the staging area where we do a little bit of a quick lesson with the volunteers, and we update them on anything that they need to know that's not specifically written in the lesson plan.
I didn't know basil was from India. Who knew?
Then we set all the food up and we walk into the classroom. When we get in the classroom, we always review the rules and what we've done in the past and some of the foods that they've tasted and liked in the past so that we're reinforcing that.
Soup, yeah. We had lentils and celery and carrots and tomatoes and garlic and dill.
Then we play music from the country that we're going to be studying, and the kids get to really sit and listen and take a minute to just breathe and slow down and listen, and then they get to guess what country the food that we'll be studying is from. We review the recipe ingredients, we hold up each individual thing so that they can learn what these foods are, and then we review the directions so they know the exact process of what we're going to be doing. Part of learning how to cook is to learn how to read a recipe, and so we do that at the beginning of every lesson. Every kid gets a chance to cut or mince or dice every single ingredient.
Good job. We're getting little bitty bits.
They taste each ingredient.
Good for your body.
It tastes a little spicy and like something that I eat.
Then we cook the food in the classroom, and then they get to taste it.
You'll get to taste it in about 10 minutes or less.
We're always about being mindful and slow and careful. And so when the food is ready, the kids are sitting at their seats and they put their feet on the floor and their hands in their lap and they close their eyes. And we guide them through just a quick breathing exercise where they breathe in through their nose and out through their mouth. And it completely changes the dynamic of the room, and it really settles them and gets them ready to enjoy the food that they're about to taste so they can really pay attention to what they're eating.
The beans are hot.
Just gently blow a little bit.
And it's the best food ever.
Yeah. What's in our pasta we ate today that makes it healthy? Soup. No, what is it?
Oh, thank you.
Whole grain pasta that has the what in it? It still has the bran in it.
If you tasted the pasta fagioli with escarole and pasta and beans and tomatoes and garlic and basil, if you tasted it, raise one hand. If you tasted it and you liked it, raise two hands. If you tasted it and you liked it and you'd like to see it for dinner or in your school cafeteria, stand up.
The first year I was really nervous and I really didn't know how it was going to work and whether or not these kids, if it was going to be a total bomb. Are they going to eat kale and go, this is disgusting, and want to spit it out? But it's unbelievable. I really do believe in this program. because I see it 7 times a week throughout the week with 300 kids who are tasting this food and really liking it.
The teachers are so enthusiastic, and they tell the kids in front of them, I want to make this at my house. And so that, kids love their teachers. So it helps them. They're like, oh, Mrs. Poindexter is going home to make this in her home, and it just gets them really excited.
The most rewarding part about Happy Healthy Cooks for me is not only are we exposing these kids and turning them on to this really good food, but it really is spreading. Our volunteers are changing the way they're eating. Our principals are changing the way they're eating. The families are changing the way they're eating. The teachers are changing the way they're eating. It's like a little mini revolution.
Props to Chris Henson for making that video for us. We are now in our 7th year. We've reached 2,800 students with our 20-week curriculum. We've engaged more than 300 volunteers in our community. This year we're in 11 schools during the school day in Roanoke City. We are going to reach 500 students, and we have 50 volunteers, which if you're really inspired, you can come and contact me. We always need more volunteers. It's not what I'm here for. It's great. We're growing, and we want to continue to grow. But in order to keep growing, we keep running into this thing where we need more money. And so there's only so much grant money, only so many donors. And I had to come up with a way to make a fundraiser. Do we do another run? Do we do another gala? Well, I have a confession to make. I have a secret crush. His name is Jimmy Fallon. He makes me laugh, and I stole from him. I took his lip sync contest and turned it into a fundraiser for Happy Healthy Cooks. And one night I kind of drummed up this idea, and I called Ian the next morning, and I said, I told him, what if we had some people in the community that everybody could perform, and we could find a way to make people donate, and maybe they would vote with their money for the winners. And he stopped me in the middle and he said, I'm in, I love it. So then I went to Michelle Bennett from Cups and said, you're really good at this kind of stuff. Can you help me find some people in Roanoke who might be hammy and gullible enough to join in and do this? And we sat and we brainstormed ideas, and we found small business owners, city leaders, our city manager, our planning director, school administrators, principals, local media, community activists have all taken a turn taking the stage.
How much money did you raise last time?
$5,000 at the last event. Our first event we raised $1,200. Second event, $2,500. Third event, $5,000. That's doubling every time, so 10 this time. Woo! Thanks, everyone.